What's going on, guys? War Joe here, bringing you another lightsaber review video. Today we're going to be reviewing the Pachstore Kyojin Tiny Giant Lightsaber. So I did purchase this as a gift for my oldest daughter. She is 1. She really has a strong love for lightsabers, at least my lightsaber collection. She does love to grab them, play with them. So I figured, why not grab one for her, one that is durable too, so that way she could smack it around and just mess around with it. Definitely a cool little saber, especially for the price. These things do go for about $58. The only downside to that, in regards to the price, is obviously the shipping, since it is coming from Hong Kong. The shipping is a little high, but definitely for the price, it's definitely really good. Definitely a good quality lightsaber. Definitely feels really good in the hands, especially for my daughter. She loves this thing. She's had it now for a little bit of 2 weeks, and she just loves messing around with this. Only downside is trying to get her not to hit my wife with this thing. But she did pick out the hilt. She did go for a black hilt and then a blood orange LED inside. It does have a single LED. What I did find out was on the website it does say it has one sound font, and then no other effects, just the simple blaster sound effect. But what I did find with the saber was it does have 3 different sound fonts, and then actually a blade lockup effect, which was definitely really cool, considering it didn't really specify that on the site. It could have just been a one-time thing, but I was definitely impressed by that when I got it. It does have a built-in recharge port, and then it did come with a charging cable, as well as a little bag of screws and retention screw. I did throw in my other ones that I did have there just to make it a little easier on myself. The blade is removable. It does have the retention screw there. It does have, I'm pretty sure you're supposed to put another retention screw here, but I did kind of like it because when you do turn it on, the LED does show off kind of like a little bit of a window, which I really did like, so I decided to just keep it exactly as it was. It does have a single switch there, a black switch. The lightsaber colors for the hilts, I do know there is black, gold, and then silver, and then there are a few different LED options. Your typical ones: blue, green, red, and then they do have orange, purple, and I believe that's it in terms of the colors. It is a pretty small hilt, about as small as, let me take a look. So this is my master replica Yoda that I do have. So comparing the sizes, it is a little bigger than that, than the Yoda hilt, but definitely good for a kid. And then comparing it with a Anakin Skywalker Force FX, you can definitely see the difference in size there. So definitely smaller than your typical lightsaber, but not as small as, say, a Yoda hilt. The blade, once you put it in, it is a 32-inch blade, but once you actually get this thing inside, it brings it down to about, I would say 29 inches. So definitely very tiny. And then it does come with this like tape just to secure the bullet tip here. I'm pretty sure if you can go ahead and take that off, possibly try and even glue the tip on so that way it doesn't fly off. They do just have it there just to secure it. Aside from that, that is pretty much it for the hilt. Oh, and then you have the speaker right there at the bottom. But definitely very user-friendly. Like I said, my 1-year-old could figure this out. She already knows how to turn it on. She knows how to change the fonts. And she definitely enjoys it. And it's definitely just a nice, cheap alternative for a lightsaber. I would definitely say that. So let's go ahead and power this on. So like I said, there are 3 sound fonts. So we'll go ahead and power this on. So I know that on the screen it does look red, but it is a blood orange, or I think it's golden amber on the Pachstore website. I can't really remember too clearly there, but it is a golden amber LED, and then you kind of see the light kind of showing off through there. And then you do have the swing sound font, or the swing sound effect. The only thing is that I did find, unlike your typical lightsabers, is it's kind of random when you swing this thing around. Sometimes it'll track it, sometimes it won't. Like if you really start swinging it around fast enough, it doesn't really catch it. You do have blaster block. We can actually go ahead and back up to show off the saber a little bit more. So you have the blaster block there. If you double tap it, you do get the blade lockup effect. And then you do have the flash on clash. But it is definitely a loud saber for sure. Like I said, definitely on par with like your typical Force FX lightsaber. So like I said, here I have my Anakin Skywalker converted saber. And it's definitely on par. And then same with the LED. Though not obviously as bright, it is still a bright saber for sure. So we'll go ahead and power this off. Trickle on to the second sound font. It says 2. See, like I said right there, you don't really hear the swing sound effect. Kind of just decides on its own. Yeah, so right there, the sound effect for the swing kind of isn't showing up there. Oh, there you go. You do have the blaster, and then your blade lockup. I would compare it to something of a lightning. This second sound font sounds more like a Sith sound font, whereas the first one was more of a Jedi simplistic sound font there. So we'll go ahead and power it off. Oh. And then the third one, my daughter actually I think likes the most because it sounds more like swords clashing and more like kind of a fantasy-ish sound font. So we'll go ahead and turn that on there. I don't know, for me it gives me more of like a Zelda type vibe-ish. And then you do have the sounds more like swords than anything. You do have the blaster and then the blade lockup. Sounded like there was music there at the end is what I kind of had a feeling there. And then the last effect is just a mute sound font. It says white mode, I believe is what it's saying. And then you can just turn it on. No sound effects. You do still have your flash on clash. They're not as bright, and then obviously not as loud. You can still do the blade lockup. But all in all, for the price, it does make a cool flashlight too. If you're like in the middle of the night, just wandering through the halls. But all in all, for the price, it is definitely very impressive. And like I said, what was being advertised there versus what was actually provided there was actually a little bit more than what I anticipated. Obviously not up to the standard of, say, a custom lightsaber like my Princess Leia, which has a Nano Biscotti V4, or say even a little bit of a converted lightsaber. Obviously the LED is not as bright as one of those. It's something with a tricrete, and then but all in all, for what you get here, it's definitely impressive. It definitely holds its own for sure. This is the Kyojin Tiny Giant from the Pachstore. But I was definitely very impressed with what I received. And I know my daughter definitely loves it, loves to play around with this thing. What I did notice is even though it's not on, the power still drains. I noticed that after 3 days where we didn't use it, when my daughter had turned it on, it was already, it kind of does like a flickering when it's on, kind of giving you an idea of when the power is dying. So that was a little strange that it doesn't have like a sleep mode or something like that to prevent the battery. But it is a quick charge. I would say 30 minutes to an hour for a full recharge. But I mean, for the price, like I said, it is definitely impressive for sure. Like I said, my daughter picked out the hilt color. I did kind of just put it in front of her, and she kind of just picked the color of the blade and the LED, and she was definitely happy when she got it. If you do want my unboxing where she does get to see it, open it, turn it on for the first time, you can go ahead and check that out as well. It should be right up here. And then if you did like this video, go ahead, leave a like. If you want to see more content, subscribe for even more Star Wars sabers and other things. I do plan on doing a review video. I did just recently acquire a custom lightsaber, so I did want to go over that, just kind of giving my first impressions, and then obviously I'll be doing an install on that down the line. And then I do have a few other projects to show off as well. But like I said, if you like the video, subscribe, like, comment what you think, and besides that, have a good day. Thank you.